Hi, I'm Frederick Van Johnson, and I'm here in beautiful, sunny Northern California. We're in Santana Row. This is part of San Jose. It's a really cool, kind of hip area. And I'm having drinks with my good friend here, Ziv Gillat. He's the co-founder, one of the co-founders of a company called Eye-Fi, and they make these guys. These are little Wi-Fi enabled SD cards that you put in your camera, and they allow you to shoot and share instantly, whereas normal SD cards, you shoot and then you take it out and you plug it in and you copy and all that stuff. These you can share through Wi-Fi in different ways that we're going to talk about. So Ziv,
thanks for having me. This is totally awesome.
And I haven't seen this guy in forever. Like, we've been friends for years, and you know how it goes. You get busy, and I haven't seen him forever. Then they came out with this Mobi thing yesterday. I sent him an email like, Ziv, we got to have drinks to talk about the Mobi.
And I'm here.
And here we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here we are. So let's talk about it. Okay, so I have a ton of questions. I have my little hidden list here that's sitting just off camera that I'm going to go through to make sure I hit everything.
Okay.
So for the folks that may not have heard about Eye-Fi, what is this thing? What does it do other than what I just said? You know?
So it's a card that makes any camera wireless. The whole idea is to have fun with the camera and not worry about anything else. Card readers, cables, cradles, downloading, uploading. Just have fun with the camera. Point and shoot, DSLR, micro four thirds, anything that you want. And then everything goes to either your computer, not with Mobi, but to a computer with our other cards, or to your mobile device, iPhone, iPad, Android tablet. And so Mobi is all about just simply shooting with the camera and having the same instant gratification of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
And what we were talking about before we started rolling the camera is, and for me, you know, I'm selfish when it comes to this kind of stuff. But you know, when I think about how the workflow should be for me is I want to, like, I have my iPhone. I love my iPhone camera, and I can take photos with it. Yeah. And I'll take some, you know, say I'm in Vegas or something. I'll take a photo, and then I will wait for this loud truck to pass us. But I'll take a photo in Vegas, and then I'll do some editing, and I'll put it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you know, directly from there. And that's been the flow that I've done with my iPhone. But now that I have my Olympus, you know, my Micro Four Thirds camera, and even when I was shooting primarily with other cameras like my D7000, I couldn't do that. Right. So I would shoot, and then I would go back and import into Lightroom, make some edits, and then I'd say, yeah, this one might look good on Instagram, and then I'd put it on the desktop. Then later, if I got around to it, I'd put it on Instagram.
Right.
So now, and then back in the day, like when we first met years and years ago, when Eye-Fi was first coming on the scene, I was trying Eye-Fi, and I hit that roadblock of, okay, I got to find a hotspot, or no, not going to find a hotspot, but I have to
just be on Wi-Fi.
I have to be on Wi-Fi, and I have to go. The setup, I have to be back. I have to go back to my computer to set things up. So what's changed to bring me back into the fold now? Yeah.
So when we started the company, it was all about the computer. There was no cloud back then. There were no mobile phones. No smartphones. Facebook wasn't in. This was 7 years ago. So it was all about helping parents primarily get images from the camera to the computer.
So the problem was different.
Yep. And we try to help you get your stuff from the camera to the computer, and that's it. Yep. And back then, people actually didn't care about the cloud and didn't care for mobile or Facebook because actually it wasn't there. Today, the problem is this. You have your smartphone, it's with you, and it has an okay camera. The sensor size is very, very small compared to any of these point and shoots. So there's no possible way to get good quality images out of the iPhone or any smartphone out there. The iPhone is okay for outdoor shots sometimes.
With great light, as long as you have great light,
But 80% of photos that are taken are actually taken indoor.
Right.
So the quality of the mobile phone's camera is not going to be good enough for anything else besides, you know, low res stuff that you know you don't care about.
Right.
So the cool thing is you can still use the convenience of the phone, do Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything else that you're already used to, but use it with your real camera and then have everything go to your phone and then still do everything that you're used to, but with good quality images.
So you start with good input, which equals good output, which is awesome. Yeah. So, okay, some questions that came up earlier. I was having lunch with a friend of mine, Ralph. Hello, if you're listening. So, we were having lunch and we were just sort of talking about Eye-Fi, and one of the questions that he had was, okay, so there's this X2 that you guys have,
Yep.
right? There's this guy, the Eye-Fi Mobi, which is
Yep.
the new one, and then there's the Toshiba Flash Air
Yep.
that's out there, which a lot of people are saying, okay, got to use a Flash Air because that's the only one that allows me to go directly from my camera to my phone.
Right.
How does all this stuff work together or not, and
how
why
they're
are you
different.
better, you know?
Sure. So Eye-Fi is the brand behind. So we invented wireless memory cards.
Yes.
And we have patents granted in the US and Europe for wireless memory cards. So
you own that patent.
we actually own many patents.
Okay.
And on a website, it's totally publicly available. Totally cool.
Good.
And
Which is awesome, by the way. Just to pause you.
Cool.
That in the episode, I think that this show is going to air in, or this interview is going to air in. We're talking about patents a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
And that is how patents, in my opinion, should be used, right? You come
Yeah.
up with a great idea, no one else has done it,
Right.
you lock it down,
Right.
right? So that no one can infringe on your patent.
Yeah.
Not the reverse, where you just patent something out of the blue and hope one day somebody
Right.
innovates on it
Yeah.
and you capitalize. So you guys are doing it the correct way.
We started the company, and on day one, we actually patented the technology. And then what you do is you create one patent, and actually that patent is called a provisional patent. That provisional patent turns into many patents.
Okay.
So that provisional patent turned into, I believe today we have 10 patents in the US
Wow.
granted. We have, I think, 20 or so in Europe. I forgot the number. But so first of all, I'll mention that we owned the brand for Wi-Fi in cards, and the camera guys support us, and I'll mention that afterwards as well.
Okay.
The difference in the workflow is very, very imminent. The Eye-Fi card sends photos out automatically, so everything that you shoot goes to your phone or tablet totally automatically. And it's very, very
So
seamless.
it's pushing out to your phone or
pushing
tablet.
out.
Okay.
The Toshiba card is actually the opposite. You log into it from a web server on your phone. So, sorry, the card itself is a web server. You go to your web browser on your phone, connect to the card, and then you have to say, I want this image.
So
and
you're
then
essentially
pull them.
you're surfing to your phone,
your phone.
you're surfing to your camera from your phone,
Yeah.
and then you say, oh yeah, I'm on I want this one, put
And
this
you get
in my
it.
camera roll.
So now,
Okay.
so it's actually a pooled model. Now, the main issue that you'll run into is the camera has no idea that the Toshiba card is actually a Wi-Fi card. So actually, it will turn off after
Yeah.
a few minutes.
Okay.
So you're browsing the card, and after a few minutes, the camera turns off. Now you can't do anything else with the card.
But yours doesn't turn off?
Ours will keep the camera on because we have 85% of all cameras, point and shoots, DSLRs, Micro Four Thirds. The top 10 OEMs, Sony, Canon, Olympus, Nikon, have completely separated us in camera, where the camera turns off only when we finish uploading. So there's menus in the camera. I'll show it in the demo. There are menus in the camera. There are icons in the camera. The camera stays on while we upload, and then when the camera is turning off, it only happens when we finish uploading.
So those menus are built into the operating system
Only for us.
of the camera. So and I'm pointing this way because
Your
my
OMD.
Olympus OMD is recording this.
Yes.
So my Olympus OMD
Has Eye-Fi
has
menus.
Eye-Fi menus built into it already.
Exactly.
So when I plug this guy into it, by the way, thank you Ziv for giving me this.
totally. Absolutely.
So when I plug this into it, it's
Yes.
going to recognize it and say, okay, you got an Eye-Fi card in me.
Exactly.
You now have these menus available to you for Wi-Fi.
You can turn the uploads on or off. You can turn us off, turn us on, which is really nice. You can see the connection state. You can see if we're actually connected or not.
Okay.
And you can see the icons. So different camera guys do different things. Canon, for example, shows you a little watermark of the Eye-Fi icon on every photo that's already been transferred.
Okay.
Really, really nice. Nikon doesn't. Olympus, I actually forgot what they do in
I'll
play
let you
mode.
know.
Yeah, but Olympus will always show, so every camera has to at least conform to the minimum standards, which is at least keep power on while we're uploading, and at least have an icon animating while we upload. So the user knows they will actually
So something's going on, there's some feedback.
Those
Yeah,
are
and
notes.
the important thing for me is, of course I wanted the camera to not power off in the middle of an upload sequence,
Exactly.
but I want it to power off after it's done
save
because
power.
I don't want this thing draining my camera
Exactly.
dry, and then when
Yep.
I actually, hey, aliens are landing over there and I pull it out and my Eye-Fi card killed my camera.
Yep,
You know?
exactly.
So it's smart enough to know that, now it's not,
Yep.
Can I set the camera to only transfer the JPEGs? Because I can not have it push up my RAW files.
You can do, so Mobi only does JPEGs.
Okay.
A Pro card does RAW and JPEGs.
Okay.
If you shoot RAW, they'll be stored on the card. but they won't transfer with Mobi. Mobi is just about mobile. And
It's all about mobile and JPEG.
Yeah, now iOS and Android doesn't support RAW. So we took away RAW from Mobi as the transfer. But it can still be stored on the card normally, but you have to go to the computer and put it on your PC as you normally do. Card reader, old school way. Because Mobi is only about mobile, and mobile is not about RAW.
Okay, so then
Pro,
Mobi,
absolutely.
Mobi, the new product that came out a couple days ago,
Yep.
right? So this new product, what is the main difference between Mobi and X2
And
or
X2,
Pro?
sure.
You know, what am I looking at?
Great question.
Other than
So-
you just said JPEG, but
Yep.
anything else?
So it's the same. So actually, it's the same hardware. So all these cards are orange, cool sticker. The software is different, and the firmware is different. The Mobi card is only about mobile, and the setup is seamless. And I'll show it. The setup is completely simple, and you'll see. And for Mobi, it's about getting your stuff into mobile devices, tablets and phones.
Okay.
The Pro card, the Pro X2,
Yeah.
is mobile, desktop, cloud, sharing sites, all of the above. But the setup still requires you to go to your computer first, set it up on the computer, and then you can say, please go to my computer and Facebook and my mobile device. But it has to happen first of all on the computer.
Okay.
While with Mobi, you buy it at the store, you can leave the store, immediately turn it on, and have it go to your iPhone, and you're
huge.
done.
That's huge. Let me make sure I got this right. So with an X2, and I set that up. I purchase an X2, say I'm at Best Buy, whatever. I buy this guy.
Yeah.
I have to take it home. I got to plug it into my computer,
Yeah.
go through the configuration.
Yeah.
But what that gives me when I go through the configuration on my computer is I can set it up to pump up photos to Facebook, Flickr,
Correct.
all that stuff, so I can have it go in and then broadcast out my
Yes.
my images to multiple networks.
Yes.
With this guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, with this guy, you're taking the computer out of the mix.
Completely out.
And now I can be in, say, Barcelona or something, and I have this card, and or I go buy this card,
Yeah.
and I can say, oh, you know what, I want to set this up because I want to share. I want to be able to push stuff over to my phone and then share it through Instagram. I can
Yeah.
do that from a hotel lobby.
Wherever you want to. Actually, so you buy the card at the store.
Yep.
You open the card up, you stick it into your camera. The card has a key, a secret key that's actually on the back of the card. There's
Yeah.
a jewel case.
Yep.
You enter the code into your app,
Yep.
and you're done. So you can do it in the middle of nowhere. Your phone can be totally off. So say that you're in Barcelona, and you're not on data, you're roaming, you're not on Wi-Fi, and you're not on 3G or 4G. You're just with your phone, with you or your tablet, and you're totally not on Wi-Fi at all.
Right.
It will still be set up. You get the app, you set it up, and you're done.
I can shoot to my camera. I'm done. Everybody's happy.
Completely.
So one of the things that I want to be able to use this for is I do these meetups in
Yeah.
San Jose, the TWIP meetup group, and from time to time we'll be doing demonstrations of like model shoots and that kind of thing. And I know I can tether. You know, I can shoot and I can put a cable on my camera and plug that into the computer, and then that goes into the projector and all that. The holy grail for me, and tell me that hopefully I'm right. The holy grail for me would be I'd be able to put this guy in my camera and authenticate it to my iPad, which is plugged in to the projector.
Sure.
I want to be able to shoot, have it display on the projector through the iPad. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
And it pushes. I don't have to go to the iPad and show.
No.
Okay.
You go to the Eye-Fi app. In real time, it shows full screen, full res on the iPad.
Yeah.
And as we upload to the iPad, the images scroll through really, really nicely. And yes, if the iPad is going to a projector, absolutely.
It's full screen.
Full
I
screen.
can show full screen.
Full res.
It's going boom.
As you shoot.
And before because we did a hangout a while ago, where you demonstrated this stuff, and it had to go to a server and then it displayed. So there was like a 5-10 second delay. Is delay shorter now? It's just dependent on the speed between this and the tablet, right?
So it depends how you have the card set up.
Okay.
The older cards, or even the Pro X2 card, which we still have today selling its current model, it can go through our cloud, through a router, to our cloud, back to your computer, back to your iPad. All that can happen.
Okay.
That can cause a delay because it's going through the router,
go around the world.
come back down to your iPad.
Yeah.
But the Pro X2 can also do direct camera to iPad.
Okay.
That's totally fine.
And that's faster, of course.
If you had to go through a router in the venue, yes, it would be slower, possibly because the distance could be greater, maybe. With Mobi, it's going straight from the card to the device, and the card is the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
But I want to make sure that people understand that even the Pro can do the same thing. The card can still be the Wi-Fi even if it's a Pro card.
Okay.
But the setup is a little bit more involved, and it happens on a
It's
computer.
bulk loaded on the front end there. It's the setup piece that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Functionality-wise, the Pro can do everything Mobi does. Same app. The app on iOS and Android will switch modes based on whether or not you're using it with Mobi or not. If you're an Eye-Fi customer and you already have Mobi or not, the app also will change modes as well.
Okay.
The Pro card can do everything, that's why it costs more.
Yeah.
With a caveat, the setup is a little bit longer because it involves your PC.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So when I go home tonight, I can sit on the couch with this guy, my camera,
And your iPad.
and my iPad, and I can get set up
You can do it right now.
with an X. I can do it here.
In fact, should we show it?
We should. Well, let me get through a couple of my questions
Sounds
first,
good,
and
sounds
we'll do the demo at the end.
Totally awesome.
Okay. So there was another question that came up about card readers
Yes.
and incompatibility with card readers. So the question was, in the old days, I'm assuming in the old days with the Eye-Fi cards, if you take these cards and you don't use the Eye-Fi card reader that you guys supply with, say, the X2,
Yep.
that corruption would happen and you'd have to do data recovery and all that
Shouldn't.
stuff. So that is not true. That doesn't happen.
No. So we give you a card reader in case you don't have one. A lot of times the card readers that exist today don't give enough power to the cards. So we give you one just in case you don't have one built into your Mac or PC.
Yep.
But you can use your built-in one completely, and it's totally fine. Our reader is not special, except for the fact that it's well made.
Right.
There's no Wi-Fi built into it. It's completely just a card reader. But we give you one with the Pro X2 in case you don't have one. And
So you could use that card reader with other cards.
with
too.
any cards, or you
Okay.
can not use the card reader and just use your built-in reader.
Okay.
In fact, the one on the Mac is very, very good. You can just use the one on the Mac, totally awesome. PCs also should have really good card readers.
Yeah.
The corruption happens with any card regardless. Corruption can happen anytime that you kill power to the card.
Yeah.
So if you take pictures, they're transferring to the card, you take out the card forcefully from the card slot, you'll have corruption.
Yeah, there's a static
If you have a
electricity.
bad card reader, I mean, no, you just basically, the camera thinks it's writing, you take it out,
Oh,
it's going to cause corruption.
Which is like anything else.
Yeah, same thing.
Right.
If you have your USB drive over USB, you write files to it. Take out the USB cord. It's going to cause corruption,
Right.
possibly. You don't know. It may or it may not.
Yeah.
Same thing with Eye-Fi card. The reader is just there so that we don't have experience where you buy the card, you go home, we didn't give you a reader, and now you can't set it up on your PC. So we just give you a reader for free.
Love it.
That's all.
Love it. Okay, perfect. Okay, final question here.
Okay.
And this is a curveball at you.
Okay.
It's not that much of a curveball.
No worries.
But it's a curveball. So this camera, the Olympus OMD, there's an Olympus Pen. I think it's the EP5
Yeah.
that was just released, is out there that has built-in Wi-Fi into it. The Panasonic GH3
Yeah.
has built-in Wi-Fi inside the camera.
Yeah.
How is that impacting you guys?
Sure.
Now, is it, because I see that as kind of a trend, like, okay, yeah, in the future, all cameras will have Eye-Fi or
Sure.
Wi-Fi built into them. Is that like the death knell for you guys? Are you afraid of that? You know, what does that mean?
Great question. So Eye-Fi is 7 years old. So we incorporated in 2005, started the company officially in 2006, and we started selling in 2007. Even before we started the company, so in 2004 and 2005, Kodak had the Easy Share.
Yeah.
Canon had, so it was Wi-Fi. Canon had 3 models of Wi-Fi. Coolpix from Nikon had 4 models in the US of Wi-Fi. Samsung had 2, and Olympus had 2.
Yeah.
There were always Wi-Fi models from camera guys, always. The thing is, we have no idea how to make cameras, but we know how to make Wi-Fi. The camera guys don't do a good of a job making Wi-Fi and services in the cameras, but
Yeah.
they make amazing cameras.
Okay.
So there'll always be Wi-Fi cameras. In fact, they're helping us build awareness for wireless and trending everything. And the whole trend is having a go from a camera to your mobile phone immediately. So they help us build awareness for Wi-Fi. Canon has, for example, the S110, which has Wi-Fi built in.
Right.
It's also Eye-Fi connected, which means it has the Eye-Fi software in the camera. So you can choose to use the Canon software, the Canon Wi-Fi built into the camera,
Right.
which may or may not be to your liking. Or if you want the fully automatic way to do the Wi-Fi and to do the transfer of the images, use Eye-Fi. Up to you.
So it's a
But
choice then.
It's your choice.
So democracy again. You have like, or capitalism.
Keep your
whatever it is.
camera.
Yeah. So you can. So if I get, and I'm planning on getting the pin. So if I get
Yeah.
the pin and it has the Wi-Fi capability
Play with it.
built into it,
You may not like it.
I mean, I like it. But you guys are independent. This is all that you do.
And that's exactly.
I
that's
put that
why,
in there. Okay.
Yeah, so the camera guys have always supported us. They've always also done Wi-Fi models in camera, and they always try and do it.
Yeah.
And it's up to you as a consumer to decide if you like the experience of the Wi-Fi in the camera
Yeah.
versus Eye-Fi.
I would argue on the putting on my marketing hat, the unsavvy or unsophisticated consumer is going to get one of those cameras and say, hey, it says it has Wi-Fi built in.
Yeah.
I don't need that Eye-Fi card,
Yeah.
you know, and never understand what the value proposition of the Eye-Fi is
Right.
beyond what that camera can do, even if it's lame.
Right.
Right. So they'll just say, oh, I already have that, what they have, and not move on. So then you're the marketing guy. So
Except-
now you have to educate them and tell them, you know, this is the delta between what the camera can do and what you can do with this card.
And the nice thing is, the guy goes home, he opens up the manual, and it mentions Eye-Fi in the manual because we are 85% of all the cameras that are shipping today
Yeah.
over the top 10 brands.
Yeah.
So we're in the manual, we're on the box possibly as an icon, and if you Google Wi-Fi camera or Wi-Fi memory card,
Yep.
we're it. So
Yeah.
yes, there's Wi-Fi, yes, there's options, there were always options.
Yeah.
We give you an amazing experience that's totally automatic.
All right. Cool.
So-
I love that. I love
Cool.
that. So I
Cool.
had to ask.
Yeah.
I had to ask.
Totally.
Okay, cool. So I got through all my questions here.
Okay.
I want to see a demo.
Demo.
Is it possible?
Right, the card comes in this package that is made for retail. It's tear resistant, which means you actually can't really tear it.
Yeah.
No card reader, notice that. You open it up and it tells you, go to the App Store, Android or iOS, and get the app. And then it tells you, go to the back of the card of the jewel case and enter the code into the app. So that's right there. So that's literally the entire setup. So let's go through it. So that's your card.
Okay.
I'll take, so this card is mine. It came in the box, right? I open it up, same thing. Here's the jewel case. So my jewel case is telling me this is my code. So here's my iPhone.
Yep.
What we'll do is,
I'm going to
here's the
stay
Eye-Fi
far
app.
away so we're not going to show that code on the camera.
No worries. So
Okay.
that's my Eye-Fi app. The
Okay.
first thing that you see is the actual screen for the Mobi setup.
Yep.
That's the first thing that you're seeing. I'll walk with you right now through what every customer will see, and I will not cut any corners. All you see is the full setup.
Okay.
So notice how it says activation code. I click on it. My code is this one. I'm entering my code as it says exactly on my jewel case. Okay, and it's totally cool if you copy my code because that code is only for my card.
Okay.
Nobody can use this code. If they try to enter my code to the card, it just won't work.
Got it.
This code is literally my security code for my Eye-Fi card.
So
My
it binds your Eye-Fi card to that phone.
to the phone.
Okay.
And it really is my WPA2 secured code for my card.
Wonderful.
So watch, I hit go. It says, on the next screen, you'll have to hit install. I hit OK. And I hit install as it told me to. Install now. This is my security code for my phone. Sorry that it's not very intelligent. I hit done. And we give you a few tips on how to use the card.
Yep. Little cheat sheet.
And that was set up.
Now
watch
you're
this. Now I'll put the phone down.
Yep.
I'll put the card into my camera. My new favorite camera is the Sony RX100. Gotta love these guys. I mean, it's amazing. So I'll take a photo of you, taking pictures of me and filming us, and watch what happens. So I took a photo of you, and so if you look at, so what happens is this. The iPhone scans for Wi-Fi every about 30 seconds to a minute. It depends. Android scans faster, iPhone scans. Watch what happens. If I actually go to my Wi-Fi settings, I'll actually see the Eye-Fi card. See? Actually, it's connected to it already.
Yep.
It's already on. I go to my app. Notice how it turned from red to green. It's right now transferring all the photos that we've just shot. I'm
Yep.
just seeing the coming in. And we're done. This is the photo of the camera that you're using to take a picture of us.
Look at that.
I'll take away my rotation, and here we go. And here's a photo of you. And now everything that I'm shooting, so I'll keep shooting, some 10 a row around us, and I'll keep shooting the Eye-Fi card. Everything that I'm shooting.
So you're tethered.
So yeah, everything that I'm shooting right now is coming in. This is my iced tea. But the nice thing is, the photos are coming in real time, and they're full high res. Each photo, by the way, is 10 megabytes. That's why it's taking about 3 or 4 seconds to come in.
Yeah.
I'm shooting
so if you had that on
high-res.
JPEG low, it would fly in there.
Fly.
Yeah. But so one question before I end this is the whole idea of convergence, I guess, is one of the buzzwords in Silicon Valley that we use.
Yeah.
And it's the whole idea of DSLRs, right? So in the beginning, there was the DSLR, and then came the point and shoot, and then came the camera phone.
Yeah.
And some people are saying that the camera phone is supplanting the point and shoot or killing the point and shoot. It's going away. So why take the point and shoot with you when you got your iPhone or your Android device with you?
Right.
What from putting on you're sitting sort of at the nexus of what the industry is doing. Where do you fall on that? I mean, is that true? Are point and shoots, in other words, are point and shoots going away completely?
Okay, so I'll give you.
But you just bought this one, so maybe not.
Yeah, well, so this one actually is kind of an interesting camera because it's a point and shoot, but it's a really high-end point and shoot. It has a really big sensor.
Okay.
So it's very expensive
And
compared
that's
to
the
point and
Sony,
shoots.
which one?
Sony RX100.
RX100. Okay.
So as a point and shoot, it's at the highest end of the point and shoots. And in fact, it's one of Sony's best-selling cameras.
Okay.
That, then the X7, Nikon's cameras, Canon's, middle of the range cameras are selling really, really well.
Yep.
Here's what's happening to the camera industry. We started with having point and shoots, and as you mentioned, DSLRs.
Yep.
People now have a smartphone. They're discovering photography through the smartphone. So they actually take tons of pictures with a smartphone.
Yeah.
And then what happens is they have a free camera. The camera came with a phone. They actually want to buy an iPhone, but they actually got a camera with it.
Yeah.
Totally awesome.
Yeah. It's a pretty good camera too.
Absolutely, for outdoor shots and
With a lot of light.
With a lot of light.
Yeah.
The sensor in these cameras is tiny, and so there's no way to make an amazing image out of these cameras compared to these real cameras.
Yeah.
So here's what happens: they're very convenient, but the quality is really, really bad compared to what you can get from a point and shoot. So people that have discovered photo and fell in love with it are buying the micro four thirds, the detachable lenses, mirrorless lens cameras, DSLRs. Those are on the rise.
Yeah.
Those are really, really hugely up year over year.
Yeah.
Point and shoots in the US are down year over year because of the smartphones, but they're not down in other countries where data charges for smartphones is exorbitant. So in the US, we have really cheap data.
Right.
So people actually are using the smartphone for data. Totally awesome.
Yep.
Other parts of the world, it's very, very different. So point and shoots are very, very strong. But in the US and in Europe, DSLRs, micro four thirds, mirrorless, hugely up.
They're on the incline.
Yeah. And so parents are noticing, hey, we have a smartphone, it's convenient, but for important pictures, we actually want to use a camera, a real camera, so it can be a high-end point and shoot, or it can be a mirrorless or a DSLR.
Yes.
And that's where Mobi is focused on for the people that actually want to have amazing quality, but the convenience of a smartphone and a tablet.
I love it. Yeah, and I would argue that even people in the U.S. that want that quality, because like me, using myself as a sample size of one, I love my iPhone. I love taking pictures with it, but I'm kind of getting to that plateau where, man, the images that I get out of my OMD are awesome,
phenomenal.
And there's that gap of okay, I want the ease of being able to share those OMD images online
immediately.
I could take an iPhoto or iPhone shot of you right now, do some edits to it in Snapseed or PhotoSynth or whatever, and I can share it immediately. I want that same thing, but the sensor that's in my OMD.
Exactly.
So that's what you guys
Mobi
make.
is then.
That's cool. That's cool, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Awesome that you got that.
Thanks for having me.
You got that. You got this thing going, and thanks for bringing this. I'm definitely going to play with this.
Awesome.
So Eye-Fi.com, right, is where people should go to check this out, or Amazon or wherever.
Yeah, or Eye.Fi. They both work. Absolutely.
Eye.fi.
EYE.fi.
EYE.fi, or just Google
Eye-Fi.com.
Yeah, you'll find it. You guys own the web. Very cool. All right. Well, Ziv Gillat, co-founder of Eye-Fi, the guys that make this revolutionary device, and like he said, patented device that lets you do things that no other devices of its ilk let you do. So thanks, Ziv.
Thanks a lot.
All right, you're welcome.